Hello everyone, and welcome to this new video tutorial for Maverick Render. In this tutorial we will explore the new pattern options we have added to the scatter modifier. These are some examples of grid-like pattern compositions you can easily create now. Let's open up Maverick and take a look at the new features. Let's begin by creating a primitive, setting it to be a plane, and adjust its dimensions. Let's also attach an UV map modifier to the plane and fit it up. Now let's add a scattering source from the objects library. In this instance we will pick a chamfered box. Let's now create a scatter modifier revealing the context menu at the plane primitive. Within the scatter node we will choose the chamfered box as its source. This will produce a standard chaotic scatter with the default options. First thing we will do is neutralize the randomization values that come preset by default so all instances are identical. Let's remove random rotation and scale. Now let's switch the count mode to UV pattern. Let's hide the source object and see how the scatter forms a regular grid. We may use the repeat, translate and rotate options as we like. The quad mode distributes instances forming a square pattern. The hexa and tri modes are dual with each other, and we will see later how they can be used to distribute hexagonal or triangular prisms. Once the scatter node is ready we may randomize its scale to obtain some more interesting results. Next we will use the raster count mode, which takes a file text where white pixels designate where instances will be placed. We have added some such maps in the library. You may drop them directly over a scatter node of yours and then select raster map in the drag and drop dialog. It is recommended to toggle off filtering in the file text node so the map's pixels are interpreted exactly. You may play with the tiling and translation options now to place the raster map where you want. Let's now drop some of the other maps to see different configurations. Let's now test the tri mode, which can be used to create tight hexagonal grids. Let's drop an hexagonal prism from the sources library. We will attach it as the scatter's source and we will select the UV pattern count mode. We will choose the tri pattern and set the repetition until we achieve a tightly packed grid. Let's now go to the nodal editor to create some interesting scatter arrangements where gradients are used to give a height-dependent color. Let's add a noise map to the Z-scale. By increasing the Z-scale, we will see how the scatter produces a wavy shape driven by the noise map. Let's now create a remap node and connect the noise map as input color. Let's also create a gradient color node, which we have greatly improved in this release of Maverick. Let's connect the gradient to the remap's color and see how the noise and the gradient work together. For the gradient color to not repeat at the bottom or the top, we must toggle on the clamp option. We will plug the remap node to the material's diffuse color plug. By default, the material is applied to each instance as expected. For instances to pick the color at their base in the surface geometry, we must change the UV mapping mode in the noise to instance UVs. Colors and heights are now bound, creating very attractive compositions. You may tweak the noise settings now and update geometry to see the synergy between both maps. Let's now use a gradient instead of a noise to see some other options. Remember that the gradient must be set to instance UVs. You may play with the settings a bit and update geometry to see the result. Another interesting option here is to use terrain height maps for the Z-scale. Let's drop one of these and plug it to input color in the remap node. Again, do not forget to set the instance UVs mode. Let's now change the pattern scale and tiling to enhance the effect. We will see how the scatter adopts the structure of the terrain and the corresponding height-based colors. We may use the signal remapping directly to control how the gradient color and the file text blend with each other. Let's try with another terrain. Bear in mind that we have created a new area in our library with gradient colors that you can use in this type of scatter situations. Here you have some pretty examples created with the methods described in this video. This is all for now. See you in the next video. Have fun rendering with Maverick.